Well done for completing your Seeing Sounds lesson with me. Just to recap, we went through that any film production of any size, any creation of a film consists of 3 phases. Pre-production, which is organizing, shot listing, and scheduling, as well as later when you're making bigger films, we'll put budgeting into that too. The second phase, production, is shooting everything and actually recording it on set. And the final phase of production, post-production, which is editing everything together and executing it accordingly. Make sure that you always reference almost everything you go and do. Make sure that you watch a clip or listen to a sound or a song that relates to what it is that you are trying to achieve. This then should all be folded very systematically, and it should be easy to find and labeled correctly. Once you go out to record your Seeing Sounds, make sure that you only do 1 take of 20 minutes or less. Then make sure to create different sequences, each containing the section it fulfills within the overall track. Once you've executed it all, make sure that you select a compelling thumbnail. This is done on Instagram by taking your thumbnail and placing it in as your very first frame. This way, when it goes onto your Instagram wall, it'll showcase that first frame as an image, and it won't make your wall look tacky and just collect some random screen grab from your piece. Then you'll caption it accordingly. Make sure you write something that's engaging, possibly ask a question, or speak about some current event. Now let's take a look at the project. For this project, I would like you to create your first 1-minute Seeing Sounds project in the comforts of your own home. This is the best place to become comfortable and gain confidence before you go out into bigger locations where you may have to do some performance in front of camera, there may be others around, and it starts to become a little bit more complicated. You can create a melody from scratch or try and copy an exact reference. Then take 5 to 10 different objects from around your house that create either a beat, a melody, or a bass line. And then take one house activity and utilize this as your overarching concept. For my example, I make use of cooking breakfast in the kitchen. I've provided you with my preparation document for this kind of filmmaking. Make sure you fill it in before you start and then upload it to your project workspace. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a neat way of being able to scribble down your ideas and your kind of stream of conscious thought before you move forwards. And then, like I do, take this with you when you go out and you search for locations, and you can scribble down notes, and make sure that you have this when you go in to shoot, because you will always forget 1 or 2 things if you do not keep notes. Your end result should be a 1-minute Seeing Sounds, fully fleshed out, rhythmic soundtrack. I really look forward to seeing your projects. And lastly, it is a pretty complicated thing to pull off, so don't get bleak with yourself if it's not perfect the first time. It takes a lot of practice, but you can only get better at something if you decide to start. Don't forget, you're awesome, bro. I'm Dan Mace, and I look very forward to seeing your projects.